Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you 3 strategies for creative thinking. Creativity is an essential human attribute for problem solving as well as personal and intellectual growth. It's also recognized as one of the 4 C's, which are 21st century skills and include communication, critical thinking, and collaboration. Creativity needs to be practiced, explored, and developed so it becomes a habit of mind. So 3 strategies I want to talk with you about today are association, constraints, and opposites. Firstly, association. So one example is called many circles. So you give out a sheet of paper with circles on it, and participants must decide what the circles are. For example, clocks, the sun, moon, coins, wheels, etc. A variation on this would be having learners brainstorm conventional and unconventional uses for discipline-specific objects. For example, a computer, a ruler, or batteries. Encourage divergent thinking. So this activity is useful for an icebreaker. It's fun, low stakes, and there's no right answer. It's also useful for a warmer. It energizes the class and can stimulate interest. You can also use it to introduce a topic. It activates their schema, background knowledge, as well as their interest. Another example of association is analogies. So this is where learners can creatively compare objects or ideas to create new ways of understanding. For example, if I were a city, animal, company, or color, I would be. This can be used at the beginning of the course so participants get to know one another, or as a guessing activity at the end to see how well they know one another. Other examples include, writing an essay is like, or my phone is to me as a. Again, instructors can also create discipline-specific analogies. So X tool is like a, or a knife to a chef is like a. It's important to remember that analogies require thinking time, and it's also useful to encourage learners to explain their analogies. Another strategy is common denominators. So in groups, learners must identify what connects the items. For instance, number 1, what connects yogurt, soup, ice cream, and cereal? Number 2, what connects Ottawa, Beijing, Havana, and Bogota? The answers are on the next slide, so let's take a look. So yogurt, soup, ice cream, and cereal are all things we eat with a spoon. Ottawa, Beijing, Havana, and Bogota are all capital cities of C countries. A variation on this activity is to have learners identify the incongruency or odd one out. For example, yogurt, soup, ice cream, and noodles. The answer is noodles because noodles are not eaten with a spoon. Another strategy we can use is constraints. So constraints involve controlling specific variables, which can help learners revise material while also developing their creativity and problem-solving skills. So the first constraint can be the constraint of space. Using Post-its, learners must only write a maximum of 2 sentences or phrases on the Post-it note. So they can summarize the key idea and maybe also include why it's important, interesting, or difficult. If you want to talk about quite a few different things, you can also color code the Post-it notes, and you can post them around the room to get everyone up and moving. You can also design a bumper sticker, fridge magnet, or slogan to explain a concept. And again, this really works with the constraint of space. Another constraint is the format constraint. So you could have learners write a poem. For instance, a haiku, rhyme, or alliteration. An example would be, poetry reduces repetitive reading and rote reviewing. Learners could also create a cartoon, and here's a website for them to do this. They could also draw one by hand if they are artistically inclined. Our final strategy is the strategy of opposites. One activity for this is reverse brainstorming. So learners think of how not to do something. For instance, pass a test, write an essay, stay safe at work, or get a job. It can also be really useful to have a model of the task being done well. For example, a well-written essay or a video of a successful job interview. By analyzing it from a unique angle, learners often gain new insights. So the role of learners in creativity activities is to be open-minded and have a try. They should also ask strategic questions to themselves, their peers, and the instructor. Creativity requires considerable time and practice to develop, so patience is key. They should try and find and use humor wherever possible, and really try to consider the wider applications for creative skills in work as well as life. The role of the educator is to create an inclusive, non-judgmental space for experimentation with creativity. They should also try to differentiate learning for comfort level, interest, and ability. They should elicit the purpose of the activity and ensure participants understand the benefits as well as the transferability. They should have clear task outcomes. They should also try to integrate creative thinking tasks throughout the entire course. Creative thinking requires leading by example. Share your creative ideas. Also, try and resist the urge to micromanage and instead use guiding questions to raise awareness. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this has been of some use to you. Here are my references.